At long last, Dalvin Cook has signed, and he has signed with the New York Jets on a one-year deal. Good move or bad move? Let's talk about it. Well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watt2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So it was a Monday night. I get home from work, and I'm chopping up some vegetables to make some homemade marinara sauce. In fact, I've even got my glass of vino right here. To glaze the pan a little bit with a little Chianti. Should be ready in about 45 minutes. And in the middle of chopping up my celery, I get a text from my friend Joe Kersey from Connecticut, one of the biggest Jets fans I know, one of my best friends, and he just writes one word, Cook, all caps, about 5 exclamation points afterwards. And as soon as I saw it, my heart sank a little bit. That I gotta tell you, as much of a Dalvin Cook fan and admirer as I have been, I don't see how this makes sense for the New York Jets. Now, believe me, I want to be wrong, but we're going to talk about a couple of things about this, why it can make sense, but why ultimately I don't know if this is what the Jets need right now, and the main reason that it scares me. So Cook signed a one-year deal, $7 million guaranteed, supposedly could get as high as $8.6 million. Now the Jets had about $16 million, a little over $16 million in cap space to use. That's fine. Cook is actually the 9th highest paid Jet in terms of cap hit right now, so he's going to eat about half that cap space. Now, Dalvin Cook is 28 years old. Doesn't sound too old, but remember, this is a running back we're talking about. Their primes tend to end in their late 20s. He's made 4 straight Pro Bowls, and we're going to look particularly at those last 4 years or so. But last year, these were his statistics. He had 264 runs, 1,173 yards, very good, 8 touchdowns, and out of the backfield, he had 39 catches for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very, very good. He still has excellent speed. When he gets a little bit of space, he can really, really go, which is super impressive considering that he has good size on him. Dalvin Cook is not a little guy, by any stretch. In fact, last year, he had 12 runs of 15 yards or more. And on those 12 runs, he had 344 yards or 28.7 per. So 12 runs of 15 yards or more, that is pretty darn good. However, here are some of the issues that I've got. Of those 264 runs that he attempted, 62 of them, that's almost a quarter of them, went for no gain or minus yardage. That is the 3rd worst percentage among all running backs. Okay, now you might be wondering, well, does that have something to do with the Minnesota offensive line? It's really hard to grade an offensive line. If you look at 10 different ways of categorizing it, you'll get a whole bunch of different responses. Just to give you a little context, though, Pro Football Focus, I know they can be horrible, but they rated Minnesota as having the 3rd best run-blocking offensive line last season. ESPN had them ranked 18th at run blocking. So regardless, this is not a bottom 5, bottom 10 run blocking offensive line we're talking about here. So that is a concern of mine. Now, going back to 2019, I'm going to give you a couple of numbers here. Looking at his pass protection, because remember, this is about more than running the football. You got to do a whole bunch of things as a running back, especially in an offense where Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback, where he likes to switch plays up, throw to running backs, throw to tight ends, throw to fullbacks. It's a very diverse offense when Aaron Rodgers is running the show. Now, Cook, as far as pass blocking goes, terrible. He allowed 26 pressures in protection last year, 2nd most amongst running backs. He is not big on contact. That concerns me. Also, since 2019, 16 fumbles. That is tied for the most among running backs, tied with Melvin Gordon. I know he gets a lot of runs, but still, when you fumble 16 times, not good. I'll give you more context with the fumbles, okay? If you look at his total runs and figure out how many times on average he fumbled, he averaged 1 fumble per 77 carries. Okay, the average for an NFL running back is 1 out of 115. I got some of these stats from Jets X Factor. Credit to them. Okay, so I'm worried about the pass blocking. I'm worried about the fumbling, but also the drops. We've seen in the preseason, Aaron Rodgers is throwing passes to Michael Carter, to bamknight, to Nick Bawden, the fullback. You know he'll be throwing to Breecehall once Breece is healthy. More on him in a minute. And since 2019, Dalvin Cook, 19 drops. That is a 10.1% drop rate. So he is dropping 1 out of every 10 passes thrown to him. And I'm sorry, say what you will about Kirk Cousins. He's not exactly Zach Wilson when it comes to accuracy. Okay, Kirk Cousins can throw an accurate pass. But that 10% drop rate is the 3rd highest among running backs. So to me, why did the Jets sign Dalvin Cook? I know you want another playmaker for Aaron Rodgers. I get it, okay? I really do understand that. Quick sip for the working man and woman. But you know now, Dalvin Cook's going to start on this roster. The Jets said they love their running back depth with Michael Carter, Izzy Abanikanda, who they drafted, bamknight, also throw in Nick Bawden at fullback. I think he has a spot built for him. Breecehall, Robert Saleh has said not that long ago he was probably a few weeks away from being cleared. I got to tell you right now, I think Breecehall, now that Dalvin Cook is on this roster, Breecehall is starting the season on the PUP list. I think he misses at least a month of the season, and they're going to work him back in very, very slowly. I mean, let's just take a moment and think about roster construction, guys. Are the New York Jets really going to carry 5 running backs as the season goes on? Breecehall, Dalvin Cook, Izzy Abanikanda, bamknight, and Michael Carter? One of those guys is going to have to go. And it really disappoints me because, you know, the other 3 guys, very good young talents. I'm excited to see what they can do. But you know what? When you add this much on, somebody's going to have to go. And it really, really bothers me. I wish we could have used that money the Jets could have on another offensive lineman somewhere to help shore up the tackle spot a little bit more. But it's obviously hard to get somebody. But, you know, if this is a move that they felt that they had to make, then again, the only conclusion I could come to is Breecehall is not ready, and he's not going to be ready for a long time, and that does worry me. Well, those are my thoughts. Again, I'm rooting for Dalvin Cook to be great. I just don't know in this offense if he is the best running back the Jets are going to be turning to. But I want to see your thoughts. Put them down there in the comments. Are you in favor of this signing? I'm glad it's 1 year. If it was 2 years, I'd be really upset. But 1 year, I guess you could take a shot on anybody for a year. I just hope this is the right fit. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you back Wednesday night live, 10 p.m. right here. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.